Steve, do you know any more about Kristaps as far as – I say that because he came back to practice. He practiced. There was hope that he was going to play.
Right.
And then it was like he's still sick. Is there any more clarity on exactly what he's dealing with right now?
Not really. It's, it's a little mysterious. We're obviously working with him and hoping that he can get some clarity and he can kind of break through and get to a point where he's consistently healthy. But that's something that the medical staff is working hard on with him. And I'm not going to even posit any theory, any medical theories anymore.
I'd only ask this as a follow-up then. Does the medical staff know if what he's dealing with is attached to what he was diagnosed with?
Whenever Rick Celebrini comes back up here behind the mic, you can ask Rick.
Hey, we couldn't.
Oh, you couldn't? Okay, well, you can't ask me either. I'm not qualified. At least he's qualified.
Do you know if he's going to be on the road trip?
I don't know.
How's Will and his ankle? Do you expect it to be more day-to-day?
Day-to-day, I would say, but we'll know more in the next couple of days.
Hey, Coach, back to your left. I had a conversation with Darius Garland last week, and he talked about the way that he modeled parts of his game after Steph's game. My question is a little bit zoomed out of both of them. What's it like for you to be coaching right now while we have these sort of two generations of players? Looking at the All-Star game, right, the guys Darius's age taking it to the guys Steph's age. How does it feel to you to be part of this specific multi-generational moment here?
I think the game is always changing. And that's been the history of the NBA. The league goes through eras and periods, trends, rule changes. So I think what we're seeing right now, I think Steph in a lot of ways set the tone for that. The volume of three-point shooting, the speed, the idea that the first open shot is the best shot. When I played, it was every coach said, you can always get that shot later in the clock, and it turned out they were wrong. Steph helped everybody realize that. You play fast enough, you get enough open looks. It's really tough to deal with. And so I think the whole league has trended that way. You see what Charlotte's doing now. They're making like 17 threes a game over the last couple months. Just lights out, young guys running, playing together. I think it's a lot has to do with Steph and the tone he set, and a lot of great young players following in his footsteps.
Hey, Steve. Along those same lines, you saw the Clippers here in October, and James was running that offense still. James Harden was running that offense still. Know that James didn't play in January when you last saw the Clippers, but how do you anticipate the Clippers being different without having such a heliocentric player to prepare for to defend them?
Well, and also Zubac's being gone changes a lot for us. He's always been really tough to handle and a guy who goes down on the low block and draws a lot of attention from us. So it's a different team now, but they're playing some of their younger guys with Niederhauser, Simmons. They've got some impressive young players to go along with the guys they picked up in the trade, Mathurin, of course, and so I wouldn't say their style is that different. It's just the personnel is different, and they're playing obviously through Kawhi. He's been incredible for a long stretch now.
Do you know on Gary?
I don't. Yeah.
And then back to Kristaps for a second. Just have you been in touch with him, and if so, just how are his spirits? Like, how's he doing?
Yeah, I talked to him today. We had a good chat, and he's doing fine. I mean, he's obviously wanting to be back and wanting answers, and we'll keep supporting him.
Coach, coming out of the All-Star break, you and a few other players kind of talked about, of course, wanting to be a play-in team. What's the sense of urgency going into tonight against the Clippers? It's not like you guys are on a consistent losing streak. You're win-loss, and you got a big one against the Nuggets. But what's the sense of urgency coming into it with the Clippers tonight?
Well, everybody's aware of the standings, and they're just a couple games behind us, playing well. For us, it's not so much focusing on them as it is bouncing back from the Laker game the other night. You know, they really took it to us. We didn't feel our defense was up to speed. So tonight has to be about effort and defensive intensity to start the game, really to try to set a tone. And, you know, every game is important, obviously, but we're well aware they're right on our tail.
What does defensive intensity look like? Is that better ball pressure, boxing out better? Like, what goes into starting the game with the right requisite level of intensity
Yeah,
on
I
defense?
think you can see the energy. You can see people flying around. You can see guys boxing out and, you know, getting deflections, you know, hopefully some steals, turning defense into offense, that sort of thing.